And welcome everyone to episode 1 of Mixdown's Checkpoint. Cue the confetti. Woo! We are four friends who gather around every week to talk about the latest video game news, or just video games in general. With me, as always, is Andrea,
Hi.
Kat,
Hey,
someone got it,
everybody.
and Nyan.
How's it going?
And I'm your host, Zach. And today, we're going to talk about some really interesting topics. But before we get to that, let's talk about what we're playing. Andrea, why don't you go first?
Of course. Let's see. Right now, I've been replaying Elden Ring so that I can get into like the new stuff that's come out recently because I've lost my chops. But other than playing Elden Ring, I've been playing a game called The Thaumaturge. It's sort of set up like a CRPG, but you're only playing one character. It's a Polish game, and you're playing as this guy named Victor who is he can like steal spirits that are haunting people and causing them to make bad things happen in Warsaw in, I think, 1905. And it's been really interesting, and I've been kind of really into it.
That was really cool.
It
Yeah.
is really cool.
Oh, cool.
I feel like I've heard about it before, but I'm like, the name sounds
It's
familiar.
so smooth. Like, I love play. It's so smooth, and I actually put it in Polish just to like immerse myself into it because it's been really good.
Oh yeah. Anytime I play a game that's like not like meant to be like English first recording, then I always change it to whatever native language it was made in. I'm like, it just sounds
Same.
better.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
So then what happens? It's subtitles?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
play
I'm
everything
like a
with
scrub.
subtitles.
I've never done that before in my whole life.
I play everything
Yes.
with subtitles, even things that are like meant to be and were recorded originally in English because I cannot
Okay.
hear without my subtitles.
Oh yeah. Video games
I do that
always.
I mean,
Yeah.
everything for me, but
Wow.
yeah, definitely
That's so
every
weird.
video
Right.
games.
It depends. Like when I have to watch something on like Prime, I put subtitles on because Prime has like horrible audio mixing.
Ugh.
So where I'm like, okay, I have to have subtitles when I'm watching something on here, but like other platforms,
Wow.
I'm okay for videos. But games, I've always wanted
Always.
subtitles because games, like you're in the middle of playing a game and you're like, oh, what did they just say? I have no idea but if you have subtitles, you can read it as you're playing. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Especially with a baby, I feel like I'm constantly like having to turn my head and like look back and I miss stuff. It's like I need to always be caught up. So
God, the games that have like a little recap button of the conversations. Where
yes,
it's like,
yes.
yes,
I play a
thank
lot
you.
of CRPGs that do that. You can just scroll back up and you can see like all of it, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
It's awesome. More
Nice.
games need to do that.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
I'll have to be looking for that now, I think, for some of them. Although now, I don't know. I'm like, it's weird. I guess I've just been listening.
Where are you in Elden Ring?
Right now we just finished the like we've been doing it section by section. We just finished Morn and we're in the middle of finishing Limgrave, and then we're gonna move up to the Stormlands and finish that whole area before moving on to Liurnia. And like I've beaten the whole game. Like I 100%ed it when it first came out, but I never did any of the DLCs. So like Shadow of the Erdtree, Night Rain, all that stuff is new to me.
Oh,
So I'm just trying to remember how to play because I'm not particularly skilled at playing Souls-like games.
I mean, if you played most of it or all of what came out originally, like, hello, you're really good at that game.
no,
It's
I'm
very
not.
challenging.
I had a lot of help, a lot of help. But like for me, I grew up playing like point and click adventure games, so using a controller is something that I only really started doing like probably 10 years ago, and I'm not very good at them. I used to have a sign on the wall that had the buttons on my PS4 controller because I kept forgetting what button was where, and I'd have to
Okay.
look down, and I was playing Until Dawn, which is a quick time event game. So it would be
Oh.
like press X, press X, press X, and I'd be like, "Where's X?" and I'd miss it. So I had a sign above my TV that was like X, triangle, all of that stuff, and it stayed up for a very long time because I was just so bad at holding a controller. But I've gotten a lot better now. It's just that it's kind of slow going, and I need, my husband to sort of, follow me around and make sure that I'm not dying to stupid, which happens a lot.
Yeah, that just happens in Elden Ring. But yeah, you
Oh yeah,
practice before the DLCs, definitely recommended, because it's a completely different leveling system in the DLC. So
I heard.
you go there and you're basically back at level 1, and you have to like find the things to level up. It's not the same type of leveling system as it is in the base game, where you just kill a bunch of stuff, level up. No, you have to like go and find the specific things to then turn in to level up, and you're just like, oh god, that makes it so much more challenging. But DLC is a lot of fun. I think I put like 40 hours into the DLC, or maybe even 50 when it came out, when I reviewed it. Because I was at like right at 100 hours for base game, and then I was like right around 150 after I beat the.
My friends who are into it are like super into it. They play like tons of hours just to find like every single little, like they want 100% that whole thing. So like I could believe it takes a lot of hours.
I think my first run through, obviously I can't check now because I've been playing for a few hours, but I'm pretty sure my first run through took about 300.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like I said, I died a lot.
I'm very timid with that kind of game too, so I'll take like forever. I started playing it one time. I played like 1 or 2 days maybe with friends, and I was like, I don't think we'll ever finish. So we didn't get very far. They keep asking me to go back. I'm like, I don't know.
Once you get into Souls likes and like start understanding them better, you get way better at them, and you're like, oh, I actually really like this genre. Like when I first started them, I was like, I'll never like hard games and games where I have to die like 5 million times, and then eventually it just clicks, and you're just like, okay, this is actually a lot of fun.
I felt that way when I finally went. I didn't finish it still, actually. It's because anyway, I need another controller. Speaking of controllers, but I felt like that when I started playing Expedition 33. I was like, oh my god, I haven't touched a controller in 1,000 years.
I also died a lot in that game.
Like a lot of timing things with that, and like, well, you had to make builds with the guides, but like, I died a lot. Yeah, probably every boss was at least twice, sometimes a lot more.
Trust me, there are rare times where I'm able to beat a boss on like the first or second try. It's mostly like there are a lot more times where I'm like, oh, so close on the first try, and then I have to try like 10 more times before I actually beat it.
I felt like half insulted and half complimented because I was streaming it, and the stream was like, well, like, you're doing better than I thought. I'm like, is that like a backhanded compliment or what? Like
thanks, I think.
Right? Like, don't know. Whatever.
Kat, what have you been playing?
Well, you guys know, like, I typically play multiplayer co-op MMO type games, so they tend to be very sticky. You play them a long time. Just lately, I've been playing back a lot of SWTOR, Star Wars: The Old Republic, which is an MMO based in the Star Wars universe. Clearly, they had a new like chapter of story that came out, and it closed out like a chapter, like a segment that's been going on for like years. So we were all like, oh, we got to get in there and see the end of the story. So we're all very excited because the next like large story arc is about to start. And I was pretty sure that this was going to be the last story arc. The game got sold to a different publisher. And I was like, well, they're just going to steady state it basically. But they announced like a full like 8.0 is coming with like a whole bunch of story and a new operation, which is like large group content, bunch of stuff. So like we were all like really excited. So I was like, well, awesome. So I've been grinding my characters. I have like 1 billion characters. I've been playing the game since launch. People who don't know how long it's launched, it's 15 years. So I'm a giant SWTOR nerd who's been playing the same game for 15 years. We're talking about like, 40 hours, blah, blah. I have probably I have north probably of 15,000 hours in that game.
Oh wow.
I don't
Oh
really
my
want to
God.
figure out how many hours I have in it. So there's that. So I've been playing that. I've been keeping up with my bases and my dailies and doing all my stuff in Dune Awakening. I'm playing a little bit of Elder Scrolls Online. I'm like trying to keep up with all these MMOs. It's very hard. But I have had some stuff in my personal life lately, which has really had everything slow down to like basically a trickle. Like, so I'm only really playing with everybody like once a week or so. And my team, I do group content. I do raiding like twice a week. So I'm just, whew. Oh, and actually I take that back. I'm also still playing Baldur's Gate with my foursome. And
Oh,
we are just having the funniest. I mean, we only play 3 hours at a time. And we've really taken to just calling it Bad Decision Tuesday because, like, anytime we look at something and we're like, what's that? And we're like, oh, it's probably a terrible idea to go over there and touch that thing. We're like, we're going to go touch the thing. So we've been having, like, a lot of good times with that. So Bad Decision Tuesday is still happening. We're somewhere in Act 2.
oh. Okay. That's bad decision, like, central in that game. Like, Act 2 is definitely the one where you're just like, oh, one mistake and everyone dies. And you're like, oh, great.
Yeah, we had it the first time it ever happened, like since we started our giant playthrough, or our team. It's like 4 friends plus you can bring in the companions, like the NPC companions, like with you. You could buy expanding the party with a mod. So, anyways, but it's really just the 4 of us. But we had our first experience the other day where we just wiped. We wiped on a boss for like 2.5 hours. And we were like, well, I guess Bad Decision Tuesday's over. We're gonna have to think about this one for next week. So yeah, it's just wild. We're getting our shit kicked in. So I guess I'll have to see how it goes. I'll keep you guys posted.
Well, best of luck. Sounds like it's when you said Star Wars was an 8.0. I'm like, oh my god, I don't think I've ever heard a game be at like 8.0.
Oh, Final
That's the guy
Fantasy.
over
Been
there.
15
Final
years.
Fantasy
Yeah,
is at 8.0.
Final Fantasy is up
Oh
there
wow.
too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Evercold is coming out at some point at either the end of the year or the beginning of next year,
Ugh,
and
I'm
that's
like
8.0.
I'm 2 chapters behind on that one. I don't know if I'm ever gonna catch up.
Oh,
It's
you've
like,
got to play Endwalker,
oh,
man.
but it's like 40 hours of work. I'm like, I don't have time
And
for
it's
that right
so
now.
good. But I was like,
Uh,
okay, I didn't mention Final Fantasy 14 in my what am I playing, but like that 15,000 hours and I have about probably like 10,000 in Final Fantasy 14.
see?
So, so cheers.
And this is why I avoid MMOs. I have to play other things, and I know I'd lose my life to MMOs if I did.
Yeah.
All right, Nine, where are you playing?
I've been bouncing between a bunch of different games, but I think the ones that I've been enjoying / playing the most are Counter-Strike 2, which
Nice.
I feel like every year me and my friends will get like in the mood, kind of like Minecraft, how everyone goes through like a Minecraft phase for like a month or two, and then like you'll just give up. But my seasonal CS2 addiction has hit, and it's been a very mixed bag experience. Have any of you guys tried it, or?
I tried it when it
I
first came
haven't
out.
tried it. I played the
I'm gonna
old
go
one.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I feel like it's an experience. You have
Are you
to.
playing with a team, like team working and like
Yeah,
call out
we
and all
try.
that?
We
Yeah.
try. We try not to take it like too seriously because every time we start like it just gets too serious and then it becomes unfun. So you have to kind of
Yeah.
you don't treat it like a job. You got to treat it like oh yeah, this is supposed to be a relaxing experience. And I feel like some games that are hyper competitive like that, you can kind of lose it and just take it too seriously and then it's like not fun anymore. Like what's the point of even
I've
playing? But
definitely played extremely competitive PvP before, and it is more like a job.
yeah,
Mhm.
Can't do
yeah.
it. I don't have the I don't know, gumption, personality, something.
On PC,
That's a
definitely
good
not.
thing.
I can't. I'm like, mouse and keyboard, no, I know. Like, I played Counter-Strike 2 when they first launched it a couple of years ago, and I was like, alright, I can see why this is fun, but I am trash at mouse and keyboard control. And I know using a controller on PC is like death. in
Yeah.
PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to get up that learning curve. It's like a steep ass curve because you're gonna get shot
Yeah.
like 7,000 times. But like once you're good at it, nobody with a controller is ever gonna touch you again. Like
Yeah.
it's kind
You,
of cool
you know what
actually to
game?
get there.
You know what game really had a terrible mouse and keyboard layout? Like, I mean, obviously, all of the Souls-like games from FromSoft were terrible, but Pragmata had the like
Really?
worst keyboard mouse setup. I actually had to give up and swap
Oh,
my controller because it was so difficult. I kept dying.
Oh wow.
Really?
that's
That's
rough.
interesting.
Like that game's not too complicated. So
No, but you had to you have to hit Alt and then use the mouse to do the hacking.
oh,
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 I see.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought that would
And
be
so
like
that means you
keyboard.
just stand there
Okay.
Yeah.
and do nothing while
Uh,
you're hacking. And I was like, I can't. My hands were like trying to move, back up, trying to hit the button for Alt, which is not something that I naturally hit often. And I'm going like, it was not. No, I did about 2 hours of it, and I was like, absolutely not. I'm done. And I swapped to
And it
my
had no
controller.
there was no remapping or anything. I hate it when you
I
can't remap.
I tried to remap, but I tried to remap by putting them on my mouse. I have the mouse buttons on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
side. And I just couldn't. It was just
That sucks.
it was so complicated that I kept messing up what I was trying to do, especially as we got into higher, more difficult hacks. So I just swapped over to the controller, and it was literally a breeze. It was cake. I stopped dying after that.
Oh, that's good.
There you go. And what else are you playing, Nine? You said you were jumping between things.
That was the main one. Unfortunately, that's the one I've been putting the most time into. But I've also been playing a lot of Subnautica too, which is very
Ooh.
No
fun.
spoilers.
Yes.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers. I won't say anything.
haven't
But
played yet.
it is a very, very great sequel. I'm kind of. It kind of sucks that it's in early access though. Like I wish all of the content was just out. But
That's
I'm
why
not gonna say
waiting.
anything. I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, it's really good. Really
Yeah.
good.
I did the preview event for Subnautica 2 like a week or two before it came out. And they were like, yeah, it's going to be in early access for probably like 2 years again. And we'll have like little update, big update, little update, big update. I was like,
Yeah.
it's going to be forever. I'm like, Slay the Spires 2's in early access for probably years. And I'm going to be
I'm a
like,
little tired of being everybody's QA for them. Can anyone else
Yeah.
feeling that? I'm like, why
Yeah.
aren't you guys making it better before you drop some nonsense on us?
the way the developers were talking about it is they want to update the game alongside the community, since the community is so attached to Subnautica, and they want to make sure they don't change too much, but change just enough to make it different enough from the first one. That's why they're on a new planet and everything, to be like, okay, it's still the same basic game, but you're in a brand new area, brand new creatures everywhere. So
So excited.
yeah. Right. And then I have been behind on stuff. Obviously, I went on 2 trips back to back. I was home for a day and a half between my 2 trips. I went to Vegas and then came home, did laundry, flew out, did our little sound test, and then flew out to LA the next day. And so on my flight to LA, I played all of Mixtape because it was a 3-hour game, and I'm cool, the flight to LA is 4 hours, so that gives me time to just play this on my laptop while I'm going. And then now that I'm home, I reviewed The Adventures of Elliot, the 2D HD game from Square, the new action one. It was fun. It's a very good first step for their, instead of their other HD 2D games, which have been turn-based games like Octopath or like the Dragon Quest remakes. This one was like their first full like action game. It's very like Zelda inspired, but obviously not as good as like 2D Zelda games are.
Okay.
The
I'm like, I don't know if I feel like that's the most positive review I've ever heard, but
it's a.
like,
I gave it like
liked
I gave it a
Zelda.
7. It's a good like foundation to build off of is how I would say for that game. It's a like nice that Square's taking like chances with their smaller titles. And then I've also have been grinding Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel because the World Championship qualifiers are happening this week. So you guys are grinding your MMOs. I'm grinding a card game to try to qualify for Worlds this year. And then
one of my sons really likes that game. He's like pretty into it, so yeah, I'm aware.
It's so much fun. Like, like Yu-Gi-Oh has the most like casual elitist like fan base I've ever seen in a card game. There are so many people that are like, "Oh, you can if you play like the meta, then you're horrible." Oh, and I'm just like, this is why.
Now I get to be the scrub. I used to watch the TV show when I was 10, but
Yeah.
I've never played any of the games.
And there were people like, there were people like that who were like, "Oh, this is how the game should be, where you should only play like one card every turn." I'm just like, that game is so slow and boring. You can't play like that in 2026. That a card game like that would die on the vine nowadays. But that's fun. You guys are talking about like thousands upon thousands of hours in your MMO. I'm like 5,000 total hours in Master Duel. I play that every day. But
nice.
And I've been playing every day since it launched in 2022. So over 4 years.
So see, you understand the daily grind. You got it. You know it.
And then I just started 007, which has been a lot of fun so far. I'm like at chapter 4, but it's so unique compared to like Hitman, like a mix of Hitman.
That's on my wish list.
And
not Hitman.
No, I mean Hitman should also be on your wish list because it's a lot.
Oh, I already own them.
Oh, okay. Like Hitman's great, but just the mix of like the Uncharted feel and like the Hitman-esque levels have been a lot of fun. So I'm excited to continue that.
Well, you'll have to give me your like overall out of 10 review when you're done with it, so that I know how high up to put it on my wish list.
Will do. All right. And we'll get into my first topic, which flows from why I was so preoccupied. I went to Playdays, which is during Summer Games Fest, where press gets to go and play a bunch of things. I also randomly ran into Nyan at the event. We were...
Awesome.
Ray and I were walking out of the showcase. I hear someone like yell my name. I'm like, who just knows my name randomly? So I'm like looking around, like I don't see anyone. Then I hear it again. I'm like, what? Someone's yelling my name. And then I like see and it's Nyan. And he goes, hey, it's me. I'm like, oh shit, Nyan.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I hope you guys got coffee or drinks or something. Chit chat anyway. That's fun.
We chatted for like probably 5-10 minutes before we had to go get our badges for the weekend. And then we had 2 other events we had to go to that night. And
that's a lot.
Yeah, because we went to like the Mix Showcase event, which is like a little indie game event, which was a lot of fun. And then we went to like this Magic the Gathering party. Which, for their like Marvel set. And we just got like free stuff, and like they were like, yeah, we don't have press passes, so here's like staff badges, you can go like anywhere you want with them. I'm like, okay,
that's nice.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Cool. But Playdays overall, 3 days of non-stop playing games. We saw 55 games over 3 days.
It's a lot.
And
it's a lot.
Like what, 8 hours, so 26 hours in 3 days of non-stop things.
How do you even remember them all when you see that many? Do you just take like notes or verbal notes or whatever, something?
I have a little Playdays notebook that I write all my notes in for every game because I'm like,
You have
even
to. I
when
mean, how could you even?
we weren't seeing that many games, because like we were nonstop, like from one appointment straight to another, and um, like I would always have to take notes, even if we were only seeing like 5 games on a day before in the past. But no, this year, nonstop, every appointment, half hour to an hour long. Immediately leave, go to the next one, figure out when we're gonna eat. Well,
Yeah.
like hopefully one gets out early enough that I can go grab some food. But it's my favorite time of the year, despite how busy I am during it, and then afterwards writing about everything I saw. But we
My
saw.
convention trick is protein bars.
Oh
You
yeah,
just bring them just in case you're dying. Like, oh,
like that's the
something.
nice thing about like video games events. They like make sure you're like fed and
That's
like
nice.
hydrated. Like everywhere had like little snack bars or waters to make sure you survive. But
I mean, that's only because you're in like the cool kids club. Like when you go to like a convention as a regular person, they don't care about that. Like that's why I have my little protein bars.
I understand that. Like
Uh,
there was one I was like eating a granola bar that I like brought with me. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, but it's like 4 in the afternoon. I have not eaten since 7. I need like some form of energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you guys were talking about controllers. You use so many different controllers during the events. Like you're like, okay, hit the X button. Okay, what kind of controller am I holding right now to make sure I know what I'm playing? Like how Andrea said she had like a little sign that told you what buttons. Every station that they have there have one of those. It's like, hey, these are your buttons. These are what they do. So like you're
Indication.
they're like, oh, hit the X button. The X button was a different button at the last one. Which one's the X button here?
that's crazy.
But I saw a lot of cool stuff. I got to play Control Resident. Got my Remedy shirt on for it right now.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun.
Control is one of my favorite games of all time.
It's really cool that they were able to like switch it up so well, switching from like third person like shooter to third person like melee action. Like when I was talking to some of the devs, they were saying like, yeah, we've been making third person shooters at Remedy for like 20 years now. We wanted to try something different and mix it up. And they were even talking about how in the first Control they wanted to try to implement like Jesse using a sword in combat, but they
Would have
just
been so cool.
they just couldn't
Jesse
figure it
deserves a
out
sword.
because they're like it's so focused on shooting. But now with Dylan and being able to like mix up his play style, they were able to do a lot more with the melee combat. And we got to play like the first like opening section of the game, and then got to jump into like a challenge room later on and had a lot more of the abilities unlocked and how great it like flows together. And once you're like able to like, okay, this does this does that, this power can do this to this kind of enemy. You're just like, oh, okay, this actually works really well.
Can't wait.
Then the other cool things we saw, we got to play Strangers in Heaven, which obviously there was a lot of backlash for it over the week with the whole Tupac reveal.
Yeah.
And, but the game seems a lot of fun. It was the demo we played was very combat focused. So like I kind of expected like a dragon, just like be in the open world, maybe do a few side stories, which are my favorite part of Like a Dragon. But no, it's just like, okay, here's 3 combat sections. And I was talking to one of my friends beforehand, and I'm like, oh, how is it? And he goes, it is so hard. compared
Oh.
to like
Really?
like a dragon. Like he goes, I went into it like thinking it'd be super easy, like a dragon, and then got destroyed immediately.
Wow.
Because like in those games, like it's just the face buttons, classic beat 'em up, just do your combos with like the square, triangle, grab them with circle. But this, all your combat is like Souls likes. Everything's on the shoulder buttons, but the left shoulder buttons control your left side, right shoulder buttons control your right side. So you always have to like be aware which side you're hitting on, what side they're hitting you back on to be able to parry it the right way. Um,
I don't think I could play this game.
Sounds hard.
it takes like the first like it was like divided easy, medium, hard. The easy encounter I died like 3 or 4 times before I finally like understood it.
Nope.
And then like I breezed through the like medium section, and then the hard one was like a little boss fight. And man, that boss was like the most tanky like kind of boss that you do a little bit of damage even with like the heavy weapon that you could use, but like he does like half your health in one attack. I'm just like, oh no.
Oh, I hate that kind of boss. Sometimes it's really unforgiving.
I'm one of those people that does like the left or right like thing. So if I have to like remember what now, I'm gonna be like, what? Okay, this one.
But yeah, like we got to see a lot of other cool stuff at Sega. We got to play like the Sonic Pico Park game, which is like a really fun like team puzzle game, and just like being with like a group of random people and trying to communicate and figure out a puzzle all together was a lot of fun. Ray got to see Alien Isolation 2, which I was playing something else at the time because we saw so many things, so we had to like split up at some point to see stuff. But while I was at Sega, during the Xbox event, they announced like the Persona 4 remake release date. Persona 4 is my favorite game of all time, and
nice.
I was like they had this like giant like Persona 30th anniversary mural on the wall in like the Sega booth, and I'm like taking a picture of it, and they're like, "Oh, do you see it got a announced date?" And we talked about Persona 6 also being announced. I'm like, "Yeah, and why didn't you guys bring it to Playdate so I could play it this year? You guys brought everything else besides like my favorite game of all time." And they're like,
Oh man.
and they're like, "Oh, we're sorry."
That's funny.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. We saw a lot of other like indie stuff. What I love about Playdays is it's not always just like the big developers like the Capcoms, Konami's, Bandai's, PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox. The big ones usually aren't there in full force. Like Nintendo was there in like a capacity of like, oh hey, we're not gonna bring anything ourselves, but here's like a bunch of games coming to Switch 2 this year, which was really cool. Xbox was there with like they had Grounded 2, an update for that, and they had like one of their booths had like an giant ant you could sit on to play the game.
That's
cool.
so cool.
I love the booths, like cheesy, fun setups. I think I love that stuff. I'm like, it pulls me in every time.
And then PlayStation has been there 1 year when they brought Astrobot, but they haven't been there since. So you have the recurring big ones like Capcom's always there, Bandai Namco's always there. But Playdays highlights a lot of smaller games, which I love because you never get to see these games at other places or like at E3 in the past, where everyone's there just for the big games. But here, the majority of what we saw were smaller indie titles that were awesome, like the new N Plus Infinity x2, which if you've ever played one of the N games, it's like a party platformer compared to what those are. A lot of fun. The new game from the Nidhogg devs, Blood Dungeon, is kind of like Vampire Survivors, where you're just like platforming around a giant area and things get very crazy and very hectic. What was another really cool one? That there's some I can't talk about still that are still under embargo, so I need to make sure I don't say any of those.
Whoops.
I don't want to get in trouble. Oh, we've got to play, or we didn't get to play it, but we saw EverQuest getting a the remake.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool to see in general. Of like, I was way too young to play EverQuest when
I was gonna say I know what it is. I don't think I've ever seen like even like a screen of it, but I know that was like a thing that people played like way back. Like,
I played that when I was very small.
Basically, it's built off like the original like MMO that like took off before World of Warcraft, and it looks exactly how I would picture an MMO from 1999 2000.
Yeah.
And they were like, because the developers are like a emulator team that were like did a bunch of emulation for the game, and then because EverQuest was like owned by Sony and then got sold off in like the mid 2010s, and then they decided to do this and they brought in this team. And what's so cool about it, in my opinion, is they said they just started working on it like last October, and it was at Playdays this year, and the release or early access starts next month for the game.
Oh, dang, okay.
I'm like, that's so impressive that like
they've been sleeping at the office. Like, what's happening? They built that quick.
Yeah, they were talking about like one of them said like at Christmas we're like opening presents, and I'm like sitting there with my laptop coding to make sure we get everything done. But
is it like old school MMO? Is it like going to be like tab targeting, or is it like totally refreshed with like newer, what I would call faster animations, or like?
Yeah, it has a lot of quality of life updates. They want it to appeal more to like the casual and like solo player, to where you don't need to have like a giant raid party when you do the raids. You can still be able to do them yourself. Everything has like a
scalable.
Yeah, it's quick revive, quick casting, things like that to like make it easier on a player, but it will still take time to get like to the highest level of stuff. The person who was showing us the game was like, yeah, if you want all the equipment and the level that this character is at, it's probably going to take you a year or two to like get this kind of equipment and stuff. I'm like, yep, this is why I can never. But it looks fun for like if you're into MMOs and everything. So I'm like, all right, good for the people who love EverQuest. Like, I had never heard of it because obviously I was 6 when it came out, 5 or 6.
Like, I highly doubt that you probably not playing games then.
Yeah. Like, I was playing.
The first time I heard about it, the guy I was working for, and I was an intern, he played it. So I probably could have played it because I was like working age, but I just didn't know about this kind of game at that time.
Yeah. Ray said it was like the first life stealer game where he knew people who in college just like played it too much to where like, yep, sounds about right for college students with MMOs. I had friends that like did that with like League and Dota, to where they just played that those games too much during and missed class, and were like, hey,
like failed out of school.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Playdays is so much fun. Like, I love talking to the devs. It's like, and seeing like their excitement to just like show off their games and like finally get to talk about stuff. And everyone's so nice. Like, Ray always compares it to like music events and things like that, where they don't care about press or anything like that. And there are a lot of like really standoffish people, but like video games, the PR people are great. The devs are always super nice. Like you get along. Like the other media people are all super nice and happy to see each other. It's like a bunch of friends getting together once a year to hang out and play games together and talk about them, and I love it. And I get to meet some really cool people. Like we met the director of the co-op game Out of Words. If any of you have seen trailers for that, it's kind of like an It Takes Two type of game. Co-op.
It's a fun game.
Yeah, but it's very like it's kind of like a 2D platformer one, so it's not as complex as those. And the characters, it's a coming of age story. One of the about a boy and a girl. One of them's moving away. The other one wants to say a bunch of stuff to him, but can't because awkward teenagers. And like they lose their mouths, and get transported to a world about like talking, but they can't talk. So it's a very unique idea. Everything is like stop motion in it. They like had to like hand do everything and like scan it in.
Wow.
Cool.
And he's like, we want all the communication done between the players to be able to figure out what's going on, how to conquer levels with no hints or anything from like players, which a lot of games do nowadays, where it's like, oh hey, maybe go hit that button or something. But no, so this one is like, oh hey, you have to communicate with whoever it is you're playing with to be able to successfully do what you need to do. And it was really cool.
I've been excited for that game since they announced it. I had forgot that it was coming until you just mentioned it, but I remember seeing like the art style, the stop motion look, and I was like, oh, this looks really cool. Like, I would really love to play this, but it's been so long, so.
Yeah. Like, it's their first game, which is incredible because they are like an animation studio, kind of like Ember Lab with Kina. How they're like, oh hey, we're really good at animation. Let's like transition that into making a game. And he was like, I want to make a game that's someone's favorite game of all time. And like you can see that like they put that passion into like making something really cool and special.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm excited for that.
Me too. But so much stuff. Very tiring, but very fun. I got to stand on a giant, like, Jin Atlas mech head that they had there, which was really cool, outside the Epic booth. And, like, Ueda was there, and unfortunately I didn't get to say hi to him, but I really wish I did. Because, obviously, Shadow of the Colossus is one of my favorite games of all time. Last Guardian is amazing, despite, like, the issues a lot of people have with it. And I'm like so excited for this game. And just being at the showcase this year was a lot of fun. Like this year it was in like the Dolby Theater where like the Oscars or something are, compared to like in the past where it's been at the YouTube Theater outside of like the stadium. So it was such a different vibe. And Nine, you can talk about this since you were at the showcase. And like how cool it is, like being there, the energy of like the crowd, because it was an awesome showcase this year.
Yeah, it really was. It really was.
Like because you had like started with Resident Evil, then like Alien, the new Cuphead game being announced, Jin Atlas, ending on Final Fantasy VII Revelation. Just like really good this year, like very impressive compared to like last year, which to me felt a little like tapered down compared with what it was showing. They didn't have like a whole bunch of like big things, but this year it kind of felt like they went all out for being in a like new location.
Yeah, because I went last year and it was definitely a completely different experience. Yeah, I really like the Dolby Theater as a location for it.
Oh yeah, nice, compact, like multiple like levels of seating. Like when we were leaving, I was like, "Oh, I didn't even notice people were sitting above us." So I was like, but it was great. I love it. even though I like die because I'm writing until like 2, 3 in the morning every night and have to sleep and then wake up early the next morning to get ready to go do it all again. Like I wouldn't change it. It's my favorite time of the year in games.
Awesome.
Right, so let's go ahead and get into the next topic. Andrea, go ahead.
Well, speaking of favorite times of year, I'm not not very good at traveling. I kind of like to be home and like with my things and my games and my stuff. But I do travel once a year, every year since 2008. I've been going to a very small convention that is only for a certain game series and the dev for that series. And the dev is it's Cyan Worlds. They're based in Mead, Washington, and I think they're the longest running, or if they're not the longest, they're like the second or third longest running indie dev studio that has stayed together for over 20, almost I think 30 or 40 years at this point.
Oh wow.
Their first game was uh, Manhole, I think, but their most popular game was Myst, and that came out in
Mm. Yeah,
1993.
I remember that.
I was very young, but I played it with my mom, and then we played the second game, which was Riven, and so on and so forth until I got older and moved out and started playing on my own. And they've come up with a couple of games since then. They came out with Abduction a good handful of years ago now, and then 2 years ago they came out with Firmament, which was just absolutely like gorgeous on like newer hardware. Just like I have so many screenshots from that video game. But I have been on the committee for this small time convention that we run every year. And because it's all fan run, like the committee is all basically the same people that I've known since 2008 at this point.
Wow.
We tend to move it around the country so that the people who can't travel or can't like travel far can come to the convention at least once every couple of years. So we try to do it like East Coast, Central, West Coast. And so like last year it was in Georgia, in Atlanta, and the year before that we actually were in Montreal, Canada. And then, the year before that, et cetera, et cetera. So this year we are going to be in Portland, Oregon, which I'm very excited about because I've never actually been to Oregon before. I have to fly, which I am much less excited about. But it is in July on the 22nd. It's just a weekend. We get like a hotel, and the hotel has usually a meeting room or convention space. So we try to go for places that have like larger spaces. And this year is going to be like a special year because Cyan Worlds is actually sending a couple of people to come and like talk to us and do a State of the Union and talk about their next plans. And because of where we are, we actually have Giant Bomb coming as well. And everybody is very excited about this because they're pretty, big name in gaming reviews and gaming information. And so it's in Portland, Oregon, and July 22nd to the 26th. And we'll be there all weekend. We have like panels done by fans. We have games that we have created ourselves, like the committee. Every year since about 2011, which is when I joined the committee, I have been in charge of making pen to paper puzzles. Because like Myst is a point and click adventure game where you solve puzzles. So we do like cryptics puzzles, we do Sudoku puzzles, but we all make them tailored to the Myst, Riven, etc. universe. And people will form groups to solve these puzzles to get their names thrown in a hat for a prize table that we set out every year. And
That's awesome.
it's so much fun. It's my favorite time of year. It is the most social I am all year because, like I said, I'm kind of a homebody who likes to stay home and do my own thing. But this is my this is like my thing. Is every year we plan it all year round. We do like crazy things. We actually have some of the actors like who are our friends now. Like I met Jack Wall one year. He did the music for games 3 and 4. He also did the music for Lost Planet 3. He did the music for Mass Effect 2. He did the music for, I think, every single Call of Duty game, I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, like we're friends on Facebook now. I don't know how to handle that. We're friends with the devs of these games. We met so many of the people who have worked on these games, and like have been always so welcoming to us and so like happy that we're still so into these games. And honestly, like it is the best time of year. Yeah, this year it's in Portland, Oregon, and everybody like we always want more new people to show up. So we're always trying to reach different audiences to see if we can, tell people that there's a convention that's been long running enough. That's like, I think last year was our 25th anniversary of running this convention. Like we've been doing this for a very long time. And one of the things that like I like most is that every year we always tell people like, welcome to the Myst family, because it's more like a family reunion after so many years, because everybody's been going to it since, the early thousands. And one of the things that we get to do is like we get to see new secret information from the devs. Like I don't have any insider information at this point, but and there's a person, his name's Philip Shane. He's been doing a Mysterium / Myst / Cyan documentary for the last couple of years. So we always get to see like a little sneak peek of that. He'll go around and film people who are okay with being filmed and do interviews with people who are willing to do so. And so it's been like just a lot of family reunion energy for a long time, and we're always looking for like new people to come join the family.
Really awesome.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
It's great that you guys have lasted so long too. Like that's not a normal thing.
That's
like
a lot of
a
effort
common thing. Yeah.
to organize and make it work and make it be fun. So like, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's been a lot, but it's my favorite time of year. The only reason why I think it's so long running is because like the group of people who started it, like they started getting burned out and they passed it off to new people in 2011, which is when I took over with all of like the people. It turned out we had a whole lot of people in like the Boston, Massachusetts, Connecticut area. And so all of us from that area were like, okay, well, let's take over and do it in Boston for 2011. And so we did it. And then we did it well enough that the people who had used to been like running it, who are West Coast based, were like, we need to focus on our real life right now. So why don't you guys just take over? So they gave us all of their resources. And so we've been doing it ever since.
That's wild.
That sounds amazing.
Like being able to be like, oh, hey, yeah, we'll take over running this 10-year convention already. And like nail it so well that the old like heads are like, yeah, here, go for it. It's all yours.
Never mind.
Basically what happened, yeah. We had no experience. We were all in college. No, wait, I wasn't in college. I'd already graduated, but they were all in college. And we had like no real life experience whatsoever. And we just sort of were like, yeah, we'll do this.
Hey, it worked.
And then we did. It was great. And I'm very much looking forward to this year. So, if you find yourself in Portland, Oregon in July, come on down.
Portland is really nice. I think you're going to enjoy it.
I've never been. I'm so excited. We have a website if like anybody wants to like check it out. I guess we can put it in the comments below or like the description below, but it's mysterium.net.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is it okay? What's the convention called? I don't think you actually.
Mysterium.
Okay.
Sorry, it's called Mysterium. And yeah, it's mysterium.net. It's Mysterium. and it's all about Cyan, Myst, and the various other games of Cyan.
That, like,
Right.
so wild that because like obviously Myst was big at the time when it came out. I know a lot of people who did play it. Obviously, I was just born in '93, so I wasn't playing it yet. Nyan didn't exist yet, so I know he wasn't playing.
Me and Kat over here just like,
Never mind.
yeah. I was quite young in '93, but I still played it with my mother.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have vivid memories, like even being that young, of coming home from school and meeting my mom on the driveway, and my mom like running toward me and being like, "I found something in the game," and then me like running after her, throwing my book bag and like going into the office to see what she found. Because I mean, we were very slow at it. There were no hints. We didn't have internet. There was no like wide-reaching internet in 1993 or 4 or
It was
whatever time we
a
were playing
different
it.
experience to play something because not only did you not have clues, you couldn't really get clues, even if you
There was a
wanted clues.
hotline.
Right.
There
like
was a
you could- or
hotline you could
sometimes
call.
you could buy what I always called the book of the game, which had like secrets in it, but it was also
Yeah.
like as expensive as getting the game. And like, whatever, I didn't have any money then. I was like, I can't afford this. I could either buy the book of the game or the game. Like, so
Right?
now I don't have any clues or hints or anything, but I have the game and I'm going to go ahead with it. And it was like crazy. And like sometimes, like, you know, like back in the day, it was really competitive. Like if somebody, like, especially, it was really annoying. Like sometimes, like, you know, people would find out, like, oh, like you have XYZ game at home. They'd be like, how far did you get? You know, like whatever, like how'd you
I
get there? What do you do?
remember that.
You know, like, and it
Yeah.
was really competitive, like in school, like you weren't going to tell anyone like how you did whatever thing, like, or you got the special secret, whatever. And, yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, in 1983, there was a hotline on the back of the CD-ROM disc for for Myst, the original OG Myst. It had a hotline you could call. It was an 800 number where you
That's
could call and
hilarious.
ask for a hint.
I need help.
I obviously I don't think that number works anymore, but yeah, there was a hotline you could call, and
We'll
then
have to
like in
call
the
it next
second
time.
game, right? I think my mom might still have that version. In the second game, we actually had a bugged copy, like
Oh, no.
in the midway, probably more than midway, but at one point, a character's talking at you, and he asks you to do something, and once he asks you to do something, instead of like the QuickTime movie, you get your mouse back and you click the thing that he's telling you to touch, and then something happens. And so he was like, do the thing, and we waited. We didn't get the mouse back.
Oh, no.
And so then the character is like, fine, don't do it then. And he walks away because maybe you'll change your mind the next time you come in. So I was like, well, maybe we're not supposed to do it the first time. So we left and we came back, and he returned, and he was like, perhaps now you are,
Oh no.
you are, more willing to acquiesce to my request. I don't remember the line anymore. And he opens the book that you're supposed to touch, and we didn't get the mouse back. So he shot us and we died. And so we reloaded a previous save. This happened like 3 times. And I was like, this can't be. This is not how this game ends. We had to literally call the company, like,
Explain
from
that there was a bug.
Massachusetts, from Massachusetts to Washington, and be like, I don't think this is supposed to this is supposed to do this. And no, we had a bugged copy. They had to send us an entirely different CD-ROM.
That's
Wow.
funny.
And yeah, that was how we handled bugs back in the day.
God.
Very different.
Yeah, there was no download this update.
Yeah, here's a hot fix. Like,
Yeah, no hot fixes, just
No.
new CD entirely.
Nope.
That's hilarious.
What's your address? Let us find you a non-bug copy and send you one real quick.
Yeah.
You'll get it in a few
And so-
weeks.
Right.
Yeah, so then they snail mailed it to us. So we had to wait like 2 weeks to
Yeah.
find out how the rest of this game ended. We were chomping at the bit.
That's
And we finally
amazing.
get the new CD, we pop it in, we load up our old save, the guy's like, touch this thing, and we get the mouse, and we cheered. Like, I vividly
So
remember
excited.
cheering because we were so happy that we could actually finish the game at that point, because we had to wait for so
So
long.
funny.
Times
Hey,
were different back then, man.
hey, at least it's not like the kind of game where it's like, oh hey, you missed it. Sorry, that's your only chance of ever getting it.
That's true.
That is very true, yes.
Like,
I've played a couple of games like that. That's not my favorite thing. But yeah, no, that was times were different.
but that's awesome that like you and the community have like kept like those games alive in such a way. Like 30 years later, there are so many games from like the 90s that like no one remembers, even when they
True.
were like big at the time.
Yep.
They're like, oh, 30 years. There hasn't been like a new Myst, like an actual new Myst game in like years upon years. I can't remember.
Yeah, oh geez, I think Uru and Myst 5 came out in 2005, 2006.
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
20 years ago.
Long time.
And
Yeah.
you guys have like
wow.
kept like this community thriving and an event alive based on it. Like big games today don't even get big community events.
That's true.
When
Yeah,
they
we are.
release games all the time.
Hello, fake gamer cat. It's definitely been a long time, and they did remake Myst in 2020, so it's no longer like a point and click. You can actually like WASD move now, and then they remade Riven in 2024. Same thing, WASD. Unfortunately, they can't remake 3 or 4 because they reached out to other publishers to help them publish it at the time, and they're Ubisoft games now, and
Oh.
Yeah, that's what
Ubisoft. So Ubisoft won't release it back to them, so that they're not able to remake it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new versions of Myst and Riven are just absolutely fantastic. Like, they make much more sense now, like visually, because Myst and Riven were point and clicks, so like they were just frames, an image, and then you would move forward and it would be a slightly different image. So like if you put them together, the backgrounds didn't really make sense in a linear way, and they changed everything to make it all look seamless, and it's just easier to move around, and some of the puzzles have changed so they make a little bit more sense. And I mean, like, if you've never played any like Mr. Riven, I highly recommend replaying the 2020 and the 2024 versions of them. The 2020 version of Myst I actually really like. They have a randomize like option in the options. So like I've played Myst 75,000 times. Like, I could tell you the answers to every single puzzle off the top of my head without
Wow.
thinking about it. Like, I could be walking down the street and somebody could be like, "What's the safe code to get to get the matchbox for Channelwood?" I'd be like, 724. I don't even have to think about it. I've played that many times. The randomize option changes every single answer, so you have to do the steps to find those answers,
Wow.
which I haven't had to do in 20 something years. So when I replayed it in randomized mode, so I had to do every single thing to get those answers because I couldn't just rely on my brain.
That's kind of smart that they did it that way, though, to like really.
Yeah, I was
it up.
thrilled. It was like playing the game for the first time again.
Yeah. One of the recent Silent Hill games, I think it was Silent Hill F, they had a, and maybe even 2 remake had this, a puzzle difficulty slider for, like, so on each, like, if you played on easy or normal or hard, the puzzles would be different. So like you couldn't just like breeze your way through to once you beat it once, and if you wanted to play on a different difficulty level, you'd be like, oh yeah, I can just skip all that, enter in the right code. No, they would like change things up on you to be like, nope, you have to go still fight all these like weird zombie things and get like the one crazy item you need.
Yeah, I love that because I memorize things easily. So like almost as soon as the information is available to me, I will probably have written it down somewhere, which means that like it's in my brain. But yeah, like I said, I could be walking in a grocery store and somebody could just run up to me and say, "What is the answer to this puzzle in Myst?" And I just tell them. Like,
I love that.
I don't have to think about it anymore. Same thing with Riven, more or less. There's more puzzles in that one, so it might take me a second to like find it, but yeah, in Myst I could just do it like that. And the randomize made me actually play it again for the first time, and that was really nice.
Awesome. Glad you're loving it. Glad you're excited for your event. And like a month now. Less than a month almost.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Yeah, I will actually be leaving my house to travel to my sister's place to get on a plane in a month today. So
There you go. All right. Now, keeping with events, Kat, let's get to your topic.
Oh, I feel like mine's like not anywhere near as cool as that, but I end up watching the Xbox Game Showcase, which isn't like as cool as going to an event or doing an event or whatever. But we did the thing, and it was really fun. I was able to watch it together with my son, who is in college. He's studying game design and development, so like programming and game design. So he was there, and then it just so happened that on that day, his roommate, who does game art, and a little bit of like level design also kind of stuff, was also there. So we watched it, and it was actually really fun because, being that, I'm more of like an elder gamer at this point, I was interested to see like what they were going to think about what came out, like versus what I was sort of thinking about what was coming out. And I thought it was actually interesting. We weren't expecting, I'll be honest. Okay. Full disclosure, we weren't sure that we were expecting it to be anything worth watching that much. We were like, well, we don't really play anything on Xbox anymore, and like, what do they even have, and like, whatever. So I was like, well, let's just see what happens, and we don't know. And then we were pleasantly surprised. I felt like we saw a lot of things that we thought were super interesting and like fun to play, and that like kind of grabbed our interest. And then like also, of course, for me, I was a lot waiting for what they were going to show us for Elder Scrolls Online, which a lot of the chat, like, because I was watching it on Twitch, of course, it was like, Elder Scrolls, like nobody was patient. Of course, like gamers were not patient people. Like it just wasn't patient. But so some of the things, I have a list over here so I can remember what we saw. But some of the things that we thought were like kind of fun. Well, of course, there was, so for my crowd, Castlevania was having this something, a Belmont's Curse. Yeah, like so we saw that. We were like, ooh, like that looks kind of interesting. And then very differently, we laughed. We were all like, aw. We saw like the Minecraft dungeons too. Of course, Spiro, A Realm Beyond. You're like, oh, like that's so cute. Like things that you like. We had a lot of like that. That's gonna be so fun. And of course, some of the stuff was fun, like because my son was there, and some of them are things that we played together when he was little. They're like having updates or further, installments of their franchises and things like that. Of course, we were like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, whatever. For that one, I think they were adding like the extraction thing, like the DMZ thing to it, which we did like. I did play that with my friends in the last Call of Duty. That might be the thing that makes me actually pick it up. I might jump into the Call of Duty, be terrible as per usual. That we thought was going to be fun. Of course, Fallout 76 had a thing, which I'm kind of excited about. I'll probably play that too. I can't stop playing MMOs. I just need like my whole day to just be like devoted to like doing dailies and like building my base and like whatever. My regular house will fall down. It's fine. The other thing I thought was interesting. Oh, we laughed. There was Crazy Taxi. We were like, no way! Like that was really funny.
Really cool.
Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be really funny. The other thing I thought, which was like kind of like very different thing for me, but which I thought was really cool, and I was like, well, I might actually like that. It was the Flight Simulator 2024. It had some partnership with the National Park Service. So like you're flying these things. I have no idea how it works, but I'm kind of curious to find out. But like I've never been honestly to most of the national parks. but it was like all like it looked like, you know, straight up like very realistic aerial footage of all of these places, and I was like, well, maybe that would be really cool and like potentially educational to like feel like you saw these places, or maybe I would be inspired to like eventually like make an actual trip. Like I thought it was really neat. Like the footage I thought looked really beautiful and interesting. The downside is like I'm a terrible flyer in video games. It would probably just be footage of me crashing in every national park, but I still thought it was really I thought it was a really great idea to bring like something kind of special and awesome. I mean, like, you know, a lot of people come to visit the States to like see, you know, those things like natural beauty and like whatever. And I'm like, I haven't seen them myself. Like maybe it would be cool. Anyway, or also like if you didn't have the ability to go there, maybe it would be really nice. I don't know. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting idea. And of course, we did get that thing you already talked about it. The Persona 6 they talked about, Where Winds Meet they talked about. I've seen a lot of people playing that, by the way, Where Winds Meet, but I haven't tried it yet. Have any of you guys tried that?
It's fun. Like,
No, I haven't.
I played it when it first released on PS5 last year, but it was very buggy when it first launched. Like,
Okay.
my game would crash like non-stop. Like, I'd make it like 5 minutes, hard crash, back to the title screen.
Gross.
Oh, man.
Load back in, hard crash immediately.
That's exhausting.
But
Okay, well,
Yeah.
never mind. But it looks
it's
kinda
fun.
pretty.
I'm sure now that it's been like 6-7 months later, however long it's been since it's
It got the
launched, it's in a
stability up.
better space.
There were some things I was like, well, you know, I don't even think I need to go over the things that didn't make me happy. I just kind of left them off my list. So I have the things that made me happy. But it was very fun. It was a very fun show. It was very exciting. There was so much energy in the chat. There was energy in my living room because I had 2 people to watch it with me, which isn't usual. And I was happy about it. I was kind of excited to try some of these things and, you know, even to pick up some series and titles like I haven't played in quite a long time, like Call of Duty. I don't know. I thought it looked like there was a lot of fun available in the Xbox universe. So
Yeah,
that was my take on it.
like
Yeah, they did a
else?
really good job this year,
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
most part.
yeah, like the
I'm
Xbox
very much looking
showcases.
forward. Sorry,
Yeah.
you can go.
Yeah, the Xbox showcases are always usually a lot of fun. I hate how since they bought Call of Duty, they always end on Call of Duty now. Like it's like, oh, hey, we have one more game. Oh, it's just Call of Duty. Obviously, if you're into Call of Duty,
I
Yeah.
mean, if it's like your marquee title, though, like you're gonna do that. I mean,
yeah,
right? I mean,
It still
that's
gets a
like
lot
a.
of sales.
yeah.
I was gonna say, like, if
Yeah.
you're like that cash cow, you're gonna milk that cow. Like,
I mean,
that's why
what,
you bought the cow.
2 of the last 3 years it hasn't been the best-selling game for like the first time in forever. Like with Hogwarts
Yeah.
Legacy, and then what, last year Battlefield outsold it. So
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest. Those are the last 2 years I haven't bought it. But
Me
this
neither.
one, because it had the DMZ thing in it, we were like, oh, we might get it. Like I was talking about it with my mods and stuff. We're like, well, maybe we should play, because we had some pretty stupid, funny, like just general mayhem fun with the last one that we played that had that in it. So I don't know. I'm not that good in a gunfight though. I'm like much more of a sniper. Everyone gets mad. They're like, why are you such cheap? Why are you hiding in a closet? And I'm like, because I want to kill people from the side over here and hide. Like,
yeah.
like realistically, if someone's gonna shoot you, are you gonna run down the street? Or are you gonna hide in a closet and shoot them when you get them? Like, I'm like, I'm not gonna run down the street. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, that's why I would always
Anyway.
play like Search and Destroy in Call of Duty, because it's like, okay, it doesn't matter that about kills. It's like you have 1 life per round, make it count, and I'm like, okay, I can actually like hide and protect like the points before they plant the bomb and make sure like I don't just
Yeah.
run out and just get shot immediately like I do in
Everyone
regular
gets
team
so mad.
deathmatch.
They get so mad. They're like, you cheap camper. And I'm like, whatever. I'm not running down the street. I'm not running down the street and I yell a bullet. This is not my personality. Like, it's not happening.
Like-
Uh,
like there are things that look cool. Like Gears looks great as always,
Oh
but
yeah, I forgot.
I'm
That.
I'm very interested to see how this one plays. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of like the most recent Gears. Like, I love like the first few Gears of War games, like the original trilogy. But like 4 and 5 felt like very, um, not different
Forced.
and kind of like more like okay, this is just the same thing with no real like updates to it.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like okay,
I
like
don't mind when the series go on, but like I agree, like it should innovate.
yeah. It's like, oh, for like half the time you're just fighting like robots, and they both end in like such like weird ways to where like this doesn't feel like the end of a game, but it is the end of the game, and you're just like, oh, I was expecting more from like this to keep going, but then it doesn't. It's like, all right, and like I get why they're going back to like a prequel to the series because like 5 left the series like the story in a very weird spot that you can't just like pick up from and be like
Right.
okay, everything is like what we need it to be. No, they have to go back and like do something else before they go forward, if they ever actually do go forward with like the story. But Halo looks cool. I
Yeah,
like I'm
that's what
always
I'm most excited for.
I'm very sad that the multiplayer's not there because Halo 1 multiplayer is a lot of fun. Like I got into Halo 3, but my cousin had one because he had like an original Xbox, and I didn't get an Xbox until the 360, with Halo 3 being my first one. So going back and then just like having so much fun on the map there. I remember there's like the one that like just has the teleporters everywhere, and just playing that one for like hours on end, and like Blood Gulch is iconic. But not having multiplayer, and then like the weird news that came out today or yesterday about how the PS5 version you'll have to have like both, if you want to play like split screen, you have to have 2 PS Plus subscriptions for both accounts. You can't just like play split screen with like someone in your house without them having like an online account. It's like
That's gross.
That's
Yeah,
I'm
such a
that's
weird
sorry,
decision.
but
That's
that's
dumb.
gross. Like, sorry. Like that's. I mean,
very
it's not
limited.
enough that you're gonna charge us $100 for a game now. Now we gotta buy it twice to play it in our own house with our friend. Like, get out of here.
Yep.
Like, well,
Where we are nowadays, and then like they're obviously like doing the weird pivot with exclusivity again for like games that probably shouldn't be exclusive right now with where
Yeah,
Xbox is. Like I would get
yeah, I
it.
agree.
Like
yeah, that kind of takes us to the next
yeah,
topic,
yeah.
right?
9, if you want to jump into your topic, we can just
Yeah,
easily transition.
um, yeah. Just the really bad decision making over at Xbox, like they I feel like, so that since they've had the new CEO Asha Sharma, the CEO of Xbox, I feel like she's been doing an overall pretty decent job, but per usual we're going back in the direction of okay, layoffs, bad decisions, and just like why? Like the exclusivity thing that we were all just talking about with like Halo's not exclusive. Like I was on PlayStation earlier and like seeing the Halo game on the store, it just does not feel right. It's like this is this is
Definitely
wrong.
seems weird.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
hmm?
Totally
Especially
imagine.
when they've lost this console generation and they've like lost the war against PlayStation and Nintendo. They don't like I feel like so many fewer people are actually like invested into Xbox. So exclusivity is like the only way that they can go, and to see them like, okay, Gears of War, that's going to be exclusive. Halo's not. It's like that's not going to help you out of your situation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
I mean, do any of you guys play on Xbox or play games on?
We haven't bought one in like multiple generations.
I
Yeah.
think my last Xbox was the first version of an Xbone, Xbox One.
I have
Uh-huh.
an Xbox One X. We get Game Pass for the site, and I usually play on my laptop when I'm playing it.
Yeah.
I think the last
Yeah.
game I actually bought for Xbox itself was Control in 2019.
Oh man.
Because I'm like, all right, it's on sale on Black Friday for Xbox, so I'll go ahead and get that while I get Dragon Quest 11 for my PS4 at the time. But what's really weird with their exclusivity is Gears is exclusive, Clockwork Revolution is exclusive,
Hmm.
and obviously Gears, they just released the remake of the first one on PS5 last year. And then, they announced Spyro coming to everything. That's, what, Sinua
Seems
coming to everything. We'll get into,
it
the
doesn't
Sinua issue, too.
Yeah.
it doesn't seem very well doesn't seem very well conceived, I guess, all over.
No.
Like as a general strategy, doesn't seem very organized, I guess is the word. I don't know.
I feel like it hasn't been. And the new CEO's been trying, but then with the recent news with they announced Senua at the showcase, the new one. And then
Right.
now the studio is getting closed, and there are other studios that are in talks. Oh, they might get closed too. It's
Yeah.
why are you doing this? You're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, and
They
it's,
really are.
The whole Sinua thing, where it's been reported that the heads of the Ninja Theory didn't even know that they were possibly getting shut down when they were making the trailer and everything, and that Xbox is oh hey, we're gonna use this trailer to be oh hey, is anyone interested in buying the studio from us so we don't have to shut
Yeah.
them down?
Wow.
And it's just, that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
I love video games. I get that it's a business, but and obviously the whole point of buying all these studios in 2018 was to supplement Game Pass and make cool little games for Xbox fans to get to play on Game Pass every month or every quarter whenever these are released. But Game Pass obviously has had its own issues where it hasn't grown to what they wanted, to where they even had to do the crazy $30 a month price hike
Yep.
and then backtrack on it and remove Call of Duty from it to be
Jeez.
oh hey, now it's only $23 instead of $30, and we probably should have done this the first time. And it's so weird because they make these games for this specific reason, and now where Asha is a brand new CEO to Xbox, has no previous video game history, doesn't know about these people, doesn't care about who they are specifically, looking at basically numbers on the screen of oh, why aren't your games doing well? Why aren't these are doing what we need them to be? Xbox has always had the problem of being Halo, Gears, Forza. Then that's basically all they've been. A joke when the Xbox One came out.
I just don't understand how is it that I think it was bad pipeline management or bad stable managing your stable of games somehow, because they had those juggernauts, but they didn't really feed up as well, as some of the other platforms. I feel like they just had such a better overall pipeline of creativity or something. Do you know what I mean? They didn't I don't know. They didn't prepare the next season, for they went 1 or 2 years too long on these giant, their big titles, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
like it's a lot of mismanagement, a lot of like attention brought to them after the biggest acquisition ever in Microsoft history with the whole Activision Blizzard acquisition. Of them like, okay, now there's a spotlight on Xbox of like, hey, you need to start doing stuff and making more money now that we just made our biggest purchase in the history of the company. And Microsoft is a pretty big company. To be like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, the thing we're gonna spend the most on is something in video games instead of like all the other tech that they've done.
Pretty interesting choice.
Yeah. And like it didn't work out. Like the Spyro game, they owned the studio that's making that game, and they're like, "Oh no, we'll let you guys go. It's fine. You guys can spin off and be independent and make a game for us, but we don't want to own you anymore," which is nice that they didn't just shut them down. We've talked about it before with Hi-Fi Rush, where it's like, oh, great game, people loved it, critics loved it. Oh, hey, we're shutting the studio down. Oh, wait, someone wants to come buy it before we shut it down. Okay, here you go. And it's just like so weird how they mismanage stuff. Perfect Dark with the initiative, and like, oh hey, we're making our own studio to make a like big blockbuster game for us. We see one small like trailer for it, and then it's canceled, and the studio gets shut down, and it's just it's the same thing every year with Xbox.
The tale is old as time.
Yeah.
Xbox.
Honestly,
same
like
thing.
bureaucracy and business ruins everything. Like I
Yeah.
work in real life in a field where the business part of it just tanks the quality of life for everything, and it just reflected in like Xbox's decisions over the years. Like as soon as it starts becoming about the business, everything else falls by the wayside.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
And that's what happens. Like these studios, like the they're brought on and they're like, oh hey, make these games for this like initiative we're doing. And then now that they have pivoted to doing something else, they're like, all right, these studios, we don't want these kind of games anymore. We just want to be Gears, Halo, Forza, Elder Scrolls, and Fallout now. That's what we want to be. We want to just make these big pillar games. Maybe Fable, but we'll see how well Fable does when it comes out next year. It's been in development for 7-8
Forever.
years now. Like
Yeah,
we
isn't it like 9?
yeah, we saw trailers for Fable before the pandemic. And
Oh.
That's crazy to think about.
That is
Yeah, it
crazy.
like it's just like
Considering the pandemic is old enough to go to school now.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Time moves way too fast.
For real, yeah.
And it's just like, if it doesn't do well, all right, Playground, guess you're just going to make Forza Horizon and that's it for the rest of your time. And like they've already basically shuttered the studio that did the other Forza game, Motorsport. They're basically just a support studio now for Horizon. I've heard
Wild.
like some people talk about like, oh, maybe id is getting impacted by this because the last Doom game didn't do exceptionally well. People are worried about Arcane and if Blade is ever actually gonna come out. It's very funny that both Blade the game and Blade the movie have had so many issues since they've been announced.
Yeah.
I think that might be just
I've been
cursed.
keeping up with both. Because I desperately want something new from Blade, and as soon as that news broke out about Ninja Theory, that studio getting shut down, I was like, oh no, like is Arcane, where does Arcane land in this? Because that game was announced years ago too, and we still haven't seen anything from it.
Yeah.
Possibly just realizing that you can't ice skate uphill.
Yeah. Like
They're
Probably.
So dumb. I'll see myself out.
that's the title for this episode.
Can't ice skate uphill.
Yep.
I love that.
Man.
But yeah, like I love Ninja. Like the first Hellblade was like one of my favorite games when it came out
God.
that year because it was like right in where like Norse mythology was like very big in like the zeitgeist with like Thor Ragnarok came out, God of War 2018 came out, Hellblade came out all around the same time. So it was like really cool to get like all into this at the same time. Hellblade 2 was announced with the Xbox Series X and didn't come out until 2024. Like you would
Wow.
Still haven't played it yet.
like you would
Sometimes I just wonder, and I'm really hoping this will be like the kind of thing that I get to find out if my son ever actually starts working in the industry. What happens in there that these things end up taking so long? Like, like what happened? Like, why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is this game taking like 10 years to come out or 8 years or whatever it is? Like, it just seems like.
Sailguard, cough.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, what the ham steak is even going on in some of these places? Like, it just seems like how I'm very curious. Like, as a former project manager, I'm like, what's happening here? Like, pretty sure I could get in there and fix it. You know, like, hurry up. Like,
poor
please stop.
management. Sometimes it's like, oh hey, we just need more time for some things. We're not meeting our like deadlines or like not where we want to be.
But some of these things are so long
Yeah.
that, like, quite literally, the technology has moved on and then some. And it's like, well, now I guess you have to reprogram the whole game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what?
Like
How
with
is
Unity
that
engines.
even? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally, like there's like I don't know, like that's what I don't understand. Like, how is it? But then on the flip side, you know, like then you come up with like some other thing where they're like, oh, like, well, we just literally like we slept at the office for a year and here's this game. Like, you know, like it's just like it boggles my mind, like the length of these production processes sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and
It's definitely poor management. Because like I feel like a lot of PlayStation games, like in recent years, they were all told to make live service games, and then when Concord failed, and like they realized, okay, this is not something we should be investing time in. Now we haven't had a large release from Naughty Dog, one of PlayStation's biggest studios, in 6 years since The Last of Us 2. We're still waiting for Intergalactic,
yeah.
which is crazy. Like I feel like these main studios should be pumping out games like at least every 4 years if possible, but it's just
I
behind the
think that's
scenes they
the
don't know what
thing
they're
with
doing.
live service that like they just like as an industry to start getting it. It's like, yes, there's a large number of people that like to play those games, but those games are extremely sticky.
Yeah.
And like if you're gonna try to bring out something, it's gonna have to have something like really, really special or like the biggest like advertising blitz of all time
Yeah.
to make it work. Like I didn't even like Concord, like what even happened with I can't even like what? Like they were like one of my friends. I mean, like I'm a streamer. People are in my chat all the time. That was not anywhere in like anyone's brain. And they're
Yeah.
like, well, this game's coming out. I'm like, what are you talking about? I haven't even heard a blip of this thing. And of course, then it was just a blip. But like,
A literal blip.
I don't,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I could
Like-
see where that would scare them all. I mean, of course, that would put them shaking in their boots for that. But like, I still don't understand what even happened with that. Like, how?
Yeah. Like we
They
saw
just thought they would throw it out there and it'd be like a blockbuster because like reasons.
yeah,
I
like
don't get it. That one I really didn't get it.
That's kind of what they did with Anthem.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthem, I knew about that one a lot more
Yeah.
than I knew about Concord.
Yeah, Concord, it was announced at the PlayStation Showcase in 2023. Revealed again like the next year, like with actual like gameplay, like a little bit of gameplay, and then like the character like trailer, and then came out like 2 months later, and then was out for like 2 weeks, and that was
They
it.
just like didn't even like, but whatever they did to promote it, it like did not like penetrate
Mhm.
to like
It was
gamer
all
life. Like, and I'm
artificial.
saying that as someone who, like I said, like I'm in streams, like I do stream myself, like, you know, I talk to like hundreds of people every week in gaming. did not make a blip in anyone in like my ecosphere other than like once it was out and it
was gone.
You know, was gone. They were like, "Oh my god, did you hear about that crazy thing?" I was like, "No, I didn't even know about this game." Like it just didn't even penetrate anything.
Yeah.
It's weird. I feel like it was weird.
Like, that's the thing. Like, Sony has struggled so much this generation because of their live service push, and Xbox is still, like, tying it back to Xbox, they're still fucking up way more than Sony is. To where, like, they've made up no, like, ground on, like, PS5 or anything. Like, the Series X, I think, is, like, almost as expensive as, like, the PS5 Pro is. And that's just, like, the regular Series X. Like, the 25th anniversary console that they announced during the showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's going to be absurdly expensive. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's, like,
That I don't even
$1,000.
feel like that isn't even their fault, though, because there's just so much other stuff going on with the components that they need. Like, they have to price it at what the components are costing, and the components are costing a freaking fortune right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, it's
going to be a stupid price because the inputs to the thing are stupid.
Cough, cough. Microsoft also investing a shit ton into AI, possibly driving the component prices up on themselves.
I mean, we don't want to talk about AI. I will complain about AI for the next 2 hours.
I'm like, I'll try not to say anything. But yes, I also agree. Like,
I hate AI. I hate it. I hate it so much.
We could just go like this.
Down votes.
But, like,
yep.
It's so crazy, like, with everything PlayStation's doing wrong, Xbox is doing so much worse, and, like, not, even when they do good things, like, it's not seeing, like, the recovery they want to have. Like, it's just been misstep after misstep after misstep, and, like,
I also just, I don't know. I feel like they just have, like, the wrong idea about what their profit hurdle should be.
Yeah, it's like
they want it to be this, but, like, reality of the industry, it's this. And if they were like, okay, it's really this, then a lot more things would be successful.
It's like they want a 30% like profit accountability on some games, and even higher on some other games to make up for the games that don't do well. Mm-hmm. So, like, you're like, oh, hey, look, our profits on these are okay, but because of everything else we're messing up, our profits are even worse. Like,
I just feel like they just need to really admit what their actual numbers are, which is, like, probably a lot less than that, 18 maybe %, something like that. I mean, that's not a bad business.
Yeah.
That's not a bad business, people. Like, good Lord, get it together. Yeah. I don't know.
Like, the Microsoft CEO saying, like, hey, Xbox has been around for 25 years. It's time for this company to start, like, making money for us and everything, which is so crazy because, like, Nintendo is Nintendo. That's all they do is make games. Sony has pivoted from being, like, a tech company that used to, like, make TVs, I mean, they still do make stuff, but they're not, like, the highest of high quality anymore like they used to be in, like, the 90s.
Yeah.
And PlayStation makes them their most money. But Xbox is just, like, a small little sliver of Microsoft overall, and Microsoft's, like, this trillion-dollar corporation that doesn't need Xbox to survive, and they're just like, okay, you guys used to be able to do just whatever you wanted, and we didn't really care, but now we've invested a lot of money into it, and, like, with, like, the Activision Blizzard stuff, if it wasn't for that, Xbox wouldn't have had a profit the past few years, I think, is what I've seen. It's like, oh, because of how well, like, Call of Duty has done, like, they make a little bit of money compared to, like...
I think, for the most part, isn't Xbox is just overall, it's been just a straight-up loser for them for the whole time it's been a thing that exists.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the truth, isn't it?
Well... the original Xbox did okay. Obviously, you can't compete really with the best-selling console of all time with the PS2, but 360 was like the console of that generation, and it
Yeah,
wasn't
we had one of those.
till like
we have one of
the
those too.
end of the generation where the PS3 like finally like caught up on par with it in sales, and the 360 sold like 80 plus million like units, like I think around like 85 million, and everything else has just gone way down. Like the whole fiasco with
But
the Xbox One.
that's where I feel like they were at with like that lack of the creative investment part. Like, I
Yeah.
think it's really a hard mix because you have to reinvest into your blockbusters for some amount, but you and you don't want to cannibalize that reinvestment because if those suck, you're screwed. But some way, you have to invest in like the future pipeline too, and I think that's really what's happening in a lot of cases. Just doesn't seem like that's there, or it's not there in like the right amount or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Always people are going to want to play something. They just might not want to play the thing that Xbox is making.
Yeah, and like we live in an era now where like the digital game is like most people buy their games digitally nowadays.
Mhm.
So like,
Yep.
how many people are going to jump between consoles when they have, especially now with like backwards compatibility being so integrated into like PlayStation compared to like what it was before with like PS4 not playing PS3 games, but now the PS5 plays all your PS4 games, and the PS6 will most likely play all your PS4 games and all your PS5 games. To where like what will make gamers want to jump back over to Xbox and have to rebuild an entire library? And you hear some people be like, "Oh, just buy both consoles." Most people do not buy both consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, do I switch over to whatever Project Helix is gonna be? Is this going to be like this PC console hybrid that has like access to Steam and everything on it? How much is that actually going to be compared
much.
to?
Honestly, the fact of the matter is like the PC parts and things are getting so expensive that some kind of a weird hybrid thing like that might actually become more attractive.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying like right now, like I am like a lot of my friends like when things are breaking now, it's a big problem. I mean, things are
Yeah.
like 4 and 5 times as expensive as they were, and they weren't like super cheap in the first place. So it's like, well,
Yeah.
holy shnikes, like this is a problem. So I don't know. That weird hybrid thing at first seemed like kind of a strange thing. Like, what is this thing going to be for? Maybe that's what it's going to end up being for because, you know, maybe you're not going to be able to afford to repair your PC or upgrade it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's cool for like the PC player, but like the average consumer who's used to like paying maybe $400 or $500 for a console, like this, like I think even a PC console hybrid is going to be over $1,000,
Mhm.
and like that makes it way more niche of a product than like what an Xbox was like 6-7 years ago.
But an Xbox isn't going to cost that anymore either.
Yeah, but
I mean,
even
it's just not. Like, it is, everything's going to, like, it's going up. Like, I mean, I was going to, okay, so, because I'm spoiled, I was going to try to buy a Steam Deck. I was like, oh, cool. Like, I'm good, because I was, this is terrible. I was going to PAX East, but also Dune Awakening was having some announcement thing and there was going to be some stuff in game and blah blah, and I was like, well, I can't be away, and I didn't have a laptop that's good enough to like really run it. So I was like, oh no, like what's going to happen? I'm going to get screwed. So I was like, well, let me just buy this other thing, which isn't quite as much as a laptop, but it's less. You can't even buy them. They can't be bought anymore because there's no chips to make them.
yeah, and they
Really?
That's it.
Yeah, they also raised the price on them, so
Yeah.
And they're not available.
Yeah.
There's zero.
yeah, everyone bought them
Like,
out
so-
immediately before they raised it
Yes,
again.
gone. like they're just gone. You can't get them. They can't. They're not. They can't even produce them anymore because of the price. Like, so like that's like the kind of thing that I'm saying. Like that is like a real. I don't know. If I was the game industry now, I'd be quaking in my boots a little bit by like, how are people even going to be able to afford my hobby anymore?
Yeah, like a lot
Like
of
how large
Yeah.
of a segment of people are going to get priced out of our hobby because of what's happening?
yeah, and just the absurd amount of games that come out. It's like at the Summer Game Fest showcase. Now you'll remember this. It started with Jeff with showing the little graph of all the games that come out every year, and it's like there were like
wow.
9,000 games that came out last year,
Yeah.
Wow.
and just like
Yep.
that's just on like Steam, and
Yeah.
it's crazy that like okay, consoles are expensive, games like big AAA games are expensive, and then there's so many games out that you're just like, how do you stand out enough for people to play? It's like Steam Next Fest is going on right now, and there's 5,000 demos all as part of it.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
we were talking about it, and and Ray was like, "Oh, hey, we should have someone like look to just try to find all the cool things we should like be looking into." I'm like, "There's 5,000 games.
Like,
One
how
one
do you
person's
even do
not
this?
like I've looked through it, and I can't unless I like knew about a game beforehand to be able to like, okay, yes, that's a cool game that we need to pay attention to, but like
That's wild.
the average person can't go through like 5,000 games and pick out all of, like the coolest looking ones just from like a 20-30 minute demo if they even have
No.
time for that. But
How could you even watch even a 10-minute demo times 5,000?
exactly.
Like,
And Next
Yeah.
Fest,
50
Just so many hours.
50,000 minutes.
yeah,
Like,
and
what?
Next Fest only lasts like a week, so you like play these. You're like, oh, okay, you have 1 week to try as many of these games as you want, and like find all the best ones. Like, yeah, there's some really cool games.
That's honestly like, is that like a weird version of hell or something?
Kinda.
Like, you have like this much time. You have to do it, but there's only games and you only can get the good ones. Like, too hard.
So like it's so hard to stand out. It's so hard to just like make games nowadays with like production and development taking so long. Like tying it back to Xbox and how their pipeline has been. Like how we haven't gotten a Fallout game since like even in production since they've been acquired. We still haven't seen Elder Scrolls 6 since it was first
Yeah.
revealed in 2018.
Oh my god, was it
Crazy.
really that long ago? That was almost 10 years.
Yeah, it was like they did Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 back to back that year. And like,
Well, I guess one of them came out.
Yay!
Something.
And how'd
That's
that do?
something. I think it was a whole lot of.
Yeah.
like
It made the smallest splash.
yeah, we were speaking
Yeah.
about engines earlier, and like the Bethesda engine's really old, and
Yes.
Yeah.
like you can't like it felt old when Fallout 4 came out, like when like we were getting games like Witcher 3, and
Yeah.
then like obviously Starfield coming out in 2022 compared to like Elden Ring coming out in 2022, and you're
Yeah.
just like, oh, yeah, maybe it's time to update. Like even CD Projekt moving away from like their engines to move to Unreal for like The Witcher 4 and everything. And even Unreal 6 is already here, which is
Yep.
Yeah.
insane. Like Unreal 5 was like a flash in the pan compared to like
Yeah.
Unreal like you heard games on like Unreal 3 and Unreal 4 for years. Final Fantasy 7 Revelation is still on Unreal 4 because the developer said like, "Hey, we know how to use this engine really well. We know how to like make the most out of it, so we're just going to keep
Yeah.
using it." So, it's so crazy that like and I remember when Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced in 2015, and like people got really scared that it would take, once it was like announced that it would be in multiple parts, that oh, we're never going to finish this. This is going to take years upon like 15, 20 years for all these games to come out, because obviously Square was dealing with like Final Fantasy Versus 13/15 at the time, which took like 10 years to develop. Kingdom Hearts 3, which was in development hell forever. Now with Kingdom Hearts 4 and everything taking forever. But they have been so good with their pipeline that we're going to get this entire trilogy in 7 years. 2020, 2024, and 2027. Like, they actually did a really good turnaround. And, like, big DLC, too, as part of, like, Remake 1 before Rebirth. And you're like, oh, this is impressive. Capcom, with Resident Evil basically turning that into a yearly franchise that we get, like, a new Resident Evil game. Like, we just got 9. We're going to get Veronica next year. We're probably going to get another game the following year, before, and then Resident Evil 10, all before possibly Intergalactic comes out. Probably before
wild.
Elder Scrolls 6 comes out.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not even convinced it's ever gonna come out. Like, we've heard nothing.
yeah. Like, a lot of people did think it might show up at the Xbox show a couple weeks ago, but then nope.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Nothing else. Nothing yet. It's like going back to Playdays. Bethesda always has something there, but it's always like the smallest little thing of like, oh hey, we're like last year it was, oh hey, we're bringing the fishing update for 76. If you want to come talk to us about the fishing update to the game, and we're like,
people love fishing in games. It's like it's like its own entire activity. Like and like tons of MMOs have fishing.
I mean, fishing.
And people they get like obsessed with it.
Yeah. It's like, what, there's, which of the Like a Dragon games has like the Sega bass fishing like arcade game, and then it has their own fishing mini game in the game as well, and there's like, oh, okay, there's like 2 types of fishing mini game. Sonic Frontiers, I think the most like high quality like character models are like the fish that they modeled for the game, just for the fishing mini game, and it's so funny. But just,
yeah, people love that.
Just,
you know, it's you're either like that person that really enjoys the fishing, or you freaking hate it.
Yeah. But,
I fall on like the middle of that line. Like, some games, the fishing is like fun, it's easy, and then there's some games where I'm just like, I will completely give it an entire miss, and like miss me with that fall of, you know, Final Fantasy 14. Cough, cough. I hate fishing in Final Fantasy 14.
I don't think I've ever fished in that game.
It's one of the gatherer classes.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely haven't done that.
It's just, going back to it, it's like pipelines and like what people want to do and what to invest in and making things work. Like a game like Hollow Knight Silksong takes forever because the developers want to take a long time and can take a long time because they made a shit ton of money on the first game. But when you scale that up to like the AAA side and you have to like pay hundreds of employees to make these games and then not be able to like be as hands-on because there's so many studios that you're running in Xbox's case. Like, I remember when Redfall came out and they were saying oh yeah, we didn't even really like pay attention to the game when after like we acquired them, and there's like, you just kind of left them to their own devices. You weren't like making sure, like, there's a thing about too much freedom and letting
the downfall of Arcane Studios still depresses me to this day.
Yeah, because like the Dishonored games were a lot of fun. Deathloop I had issues with, but it was still
hated
cool.
that game.
Like,
I hated it. I didn't even finish it.
Yeah.
Very few games I do not finish, and I did not finish that game.
Yeah, like it had a cool premise, but I was like, wait, there's only one specific way you can do all of these things. That makes this a lot
Yeah.
less interesting
Mhm.
of a game.
Yep.
But
And one little tiny mistake can make you start completely fresh
Yeah.
every single time.
but like
There was no give, and I just
But like the saddest thing about the whole Xbox thing is Double Fine. I love Double Fine. They have made some of the coolest games ever. Like Psychonauts is one of my favorite games
I love
of
that game.
all time. I was a backer for Psychonauts 2 when
Oh,
I think I was
they
too.
first like announced it on Fig, and like getting picked up by Xbox allowed them to invest more into the game to make it a higher quality and everything, which was really good because it was like one of the best games that year when it came out. But they have always been known to make like unique little like adventure games or platformers. Keeper, really like interesting little game last year. Like, oh, you're a sentient lighthouse running around. That's cool and unique. Then, of course, they make like a weird multiplayer game that no one talks about in Kiln this year that came out like a couple months ago. And you're just like, okay, did you get kind of looped into the same weird live service thing that Sony did with some studios? And of course, when your live service game doesn't do well, of course that's gonna make them be like, oh hey, why didn't this do well? Why aren't there players here? It's like Ninja. The first thing Ninja Theory did under Xbox was make a multiplayer game in Bleeding Edge that did nothing. Like you talk about Kat, you were talking about people like not knowing Concord, but
Yeah.
people like know Concord for it being a failure.
Now
and
they do.
Yeah, like
Now they do.
Concord has more lasting of an impact than Bleeding Edge did. And
I mean, they're going through a similar thing right now with Marathon, aren't they?
yeah, like,
Like-
the whole Bungie thing. Ugh.
Yeah.
So sad what happened with Bungie. Like,
That's like its
Yeah.
own car crash separately from
Yeah.
everything else.
yeah, that
Like,
can be a whole
yeah.
topic for another day, talking about PlayStation and like the whole Bungie issue. But
Yeah.
like tying
I
that
will
back,
say, and I will fight anyone on this. I really like the Star Wars sounds and the blades and everything else that they threw in there towards the end. That is really fun. If you haven't had a chance to like run around with a Destiny style Praxic blade lightsaber thing, but you do have access to, go ahead and do it. It is the most fun weapon I think they've ever introduced in the game. And like running around with that thing, you're like, yeah, this is excellent. Like, so it went out on a little bit of a high note for me anyways for that, because it's super fun. That was super fun. I haven't played the last update yet for Destiny, just because everything's been so nuts at home, but it is on my list. We're gonna get in there and do a bunch of that crazy stuff too. So
awesome.
yeah,
Well,
but you know, pour one out for Destiny, I guess, or whatever. But it's like,
pour one out for all these like studios, because like they're
Yeah.
like obviously we can get into Destiny talks and Bungie another time, but I've heard like half their studios about to be laid off because of everything. It's like, oh
Oh my gosh.
it's gonna be nuts. I think, yeah,
yeah, like
it's just a hemorrhaging.
like your son getting into video game development's really cool, but he's getting in at like the scariest time.
I feel like I'm glad because he has a lot of skills. He's a smart kid, blah, 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 whatever. Like, no matter what, he'll do something and he'll be good at it. And so he doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that, you know, I try to let my kids, like, follow their joy when they're studying for something, but I try to make it at least have a practical underpinning. So I think he'll be okay. I don't know where he'll end up working, or if he'll even end up working in gaming at all.
Yeah.
But I think the industry is like in a tough place right now.
Yeah, we're like we boomed so much during COVID when everyone was home, and then now we're like we peaked, and then we're crashing back down.
Unrealistic. The thing that I think surprises me the most is how like unrealistic of an expectation it would be to have those levels maintained.
Yeah.
Like they made all these. Oh, look how look how big you're like, duh. Didn't you that happened? That didn't happen like in a vacuum. It didn't happen because you were making the best things ever made. It's because we were all locked in our houses and nobody wanted to like have anyone breathe on them. Like as soon as we were willing to go out again, of course it's gonna go back down. Like I don't know. I just like that's the thing that cracks me up. Like I guess even it's been a minute since I've worked for an actual company, but like as a business person with a business degree, it's hilarious to me. Like I used to do forecasts too. Like I was like a numbers person for the business I worked for. They had some really, really yes men type forecasters, if like that. I'm like, what is even happening here? They never should have made those kind of forecasts. Like from COVID numbers, oh, it's going to go up from here. Are you on crack, guys? Like, don't you remember how much people like to go outside and do stuff sometimes? Like, this is one of many hobbies, not the only hobby available because it's the only one that's safe. Like, what? I don't know.
Yeah, and that's how we've wound up here today. Like, the world's been like the post-pandemic like era still, and gaming is just like, all right, now that everyone's struggling with money and everything's expensive, everything's gotten a lot harder. And obviously, business is like, oh, we have to make more money than we did last year, and more money than the year before that. And obviously, when you're coming off of a boom in your industry, and you can't make those profits, it's crazy. But I think that's enough sad news for today.
Yeah.
We'll try to find the joy for next week.
Until we find out Monday, like, oh, hey, another million layoffs are happening today. So, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have like a whole section that's like the layoff hour. I don't know. We can just talk about that separately.
I mean, like I said, this would be our longest topic by far.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us this week. You can follow Mixdown at Mxdwn Games on all the socials or at Mxdown. You can join us next week when we're back, and we'll see you all then. Thanks for joining me today, guys.
For watching.
Thanks for having us. Later.